you believe? Hey guys, it's story time. I just wanted to tell you guys about the story that got me started in the paranormal. Well, actually investigating, which was my shadow figure story. This happened to me in 2009. I think the month was March. And we had decided to go on a walk. And it was really warm out. The moon was full. It was bright. Like, you could see everything. You didn't need any flashlights or anything like that. We were going to walk this road that actually circled back to my house anyways. Like, the whole loop would have been about a mile and a half. But anyway, we're getting to this road, and there's a place where you turn left and go onto this sort of side road. And we're walking down this side road, and the guys were telling me, there's this little logging road. It's like a dirt road that turned to the left after we got down so far. And the guys were telling me about a house that used to be up there, and they were going to go show it to me. So we walked up this little logging road, and we got to where the house used to be, which was now just the formation, like the block formation they used to sit on, and we later found out that it had been burned down. But anyway, since we didn't get to really check out the house, we went back down the road and got onto the main road. And we're walking, and you go kind of around this big curve, and you go into the straightaway. As we get into the straightaway, there's a barn to our left, which belonged to the people that I was with, great uncle, I think. And they were going to go into this barn. And I don't know if you guys ever have these like bad feelings. I guess it's my intuition. But I was going to turn and go into this barn with them. And as I started to walk, this bird in the bush started freaking out, which had nothing to do with anything. But actually, there was this feeling of like dread. Like, I just couldn't go. Like, no matter what, I wasn't going in there, at least without a flashlight. So I started telling the guys, like, I'll go if we can go back and get a flashlight. I don't feel comfortable going to that barn. And they basically laughed at me and was going to go into the barn anyway. So I guess I would have been left standing there if they had made it to the barn. But as the guys start to walk towards the barn, I see them, they're looking like straight ahead, onto the road that we were actually at. And as they're looking straight ahead, one of them was like, "What is that standing in the road?" The other one was like, "Oh, I don't know." So here I was thinking they were going to try to scare me or something like that, or I didn't know. So I was looking straight ahead, and there on the double yellow lines, I saw this really tall, dark shadow. And it was like a shadow, like it was like a human, but it was just really tall. Like, I always say it's around 8 feet tall maybe, and it was really slender. And I'm looking at this shadow, and I'm trying to determine what could be making a shadow look like that. Like, I'm looking around, trying to figure out the logic to it. And I was wondering how I missed that as we was walking down. And that's when this shadow actually stand on the double yellow lines. It walked from the double yellow lines to the white line to its right. That would have been our left because we was facing it. And it turned back to face us. And the guys had actually already took off running. And I'm standing there with a more delayed reaction, I guess. I was probably it was probably just 10 seconds, but it felt like forever. But I turned to join them. This is before my bravery kicked in, by the way. But anyway, as we're running away from this thing, I looked back a total of 3 times. And each time I looked back over my shoulder, this thing was closer and closer. But when this thing was chasing us, like, it was literally chasing us, but it wasn't chasing us like a human or an animal. It was on all fours, but not like an animal or anything. It'd be like if a human were to chase you on all fours. Is the only way I can describe it. Like, I don't know, it was terrifying. But the third time I looked over my shoulder, it was just a couple feet from me, and the thing vanished. It vanished before my eyes. It was gone. It's not like it went into the woods or ran away or anything like that. It was just gone. So we continued to run all the way back to my house, and we were terrified, and I didn't know, what to, like, that was the first thing that ever actually happened to me that I knew was 100% paranormal, because there's no other explanation for it. It just vanished before my eyes, and that is the reason that I guess the curiosity got the best of me. I was literally terrified, though, at this time, like, literally. I was pretty much in tears. I was freaking out, and when we got back to the house, they couldn't calm down, like lay down or go to sleep or anything like that. But the next day is when I called my mom, and I told her what had happened. And her reaction was basically, nothing chases my daughter, and we've been going back to the location ever since. I have several different stories I could tell about this location, but that's for another time. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what happened to me that night, a little brief summary, and maybe some of you guys can relate if you ever saw a shadow figure or anything like that. But just let us know what you think of the story and if you've ever had anything similar happen. And I will actually see you tomorrow. Sorry for all the videos in one day, but I'm just getting everything started, letting you guys know what's going on. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.